I do this. This is the third day in a row. Guys, it's Call. You're watching Talking Ball. Um, and yeah, very, very good to see you. Very, very good to see you. It is now 10:30 in the morning where I live, and I have accomplished absolutely nothing all day. Um, but I'm here with you guys now, and that's definitely accomplishing something. I've got a guest for us today, and it is a special guest indeed. Somebody I have not had the distinct pleasure of sharing the screen with for too long. It's been too long. Let's just put it that way. And without much further ado, let's bring him on stage. It's Adrian. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Done a few
Yeah.
chores myself this morning. I'm cleaning house. Got
See,
more
I
to
need
do,
to
but I do like one room at a time and take it chill.
absolutely. I need to do that same thing, but just from my desk. I work from the same spot where I do all my streaming and stuff, and it gets a little cluttered up here just with junk. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad right now. At least I hide it. You can't see it on camera how bad it is.
Right,
But
Jess in the chat. Who else we got in the chat?
I was gonna say Jess is in the chat, and Jess, I wanted to let you know, and to let all members know too, that the link is in the community section. So if you're a member, you fancy coming on, the link is in the community section. You're more than welcome. We'd love
Come
to
on,
have
Jess.
you.
Get
At
on.
least I would love to have you. I don't know about Adrian. He's a little mean. Yeah, he's Adrian.
Get on here, Jess. Come on.
Yeah, if you don't know your stuff, look who else we've got. We've got another member of the channel. It's James, a Tottenham fan. What's up, James? That's from James Loves Spurs. He's got a James Loves Spurs. He's got a channel himself, a channel that's just beginning, just growing. Let me get your link up, James. So anybody that's watching that isn't already subscribed to James over at James Loves Spurs can do so. But Adrian, while I'm doing that, while I'm getting that ready, bud, how's life, man? You doing all right? Better than this guy below me on the t-shirt?
Yeah. I'm just constantly searching for every bit of news I can get on our beloved Tottenham Hotspur, which I'm
Yes, sir.
doing. And
What about the
I do
Marcus Evans
forward it.
news? And we'll talk about it. We'll talk
I
about
need
that.
need to get Dan's details, or he needs to get mine as well, Danny. And
Oh yeah,
when they come on
you guys
WhatsApp,
are both kind of in the loop on.
yeah,
things.
when I find things out like the Chelsea saga yesterday and all that, I will post them through. I will forward them through the WhatsApp group to everyone, every Spurs fan in the WhatsApp group. Group.
Yeah, I know, and we appreciate.
I
We
do the
appreciate the
post
work
in
you
my
do.
group. I forward them. If people decide that at the end of the day they don't want me to post them, I just won't post in that particular group. You know what I mean?
No,
it hasn't happened
we
yet.
love it.
So obviously, I
Exactly.
like the information I'm passing on. Like,
as long as it's good information, people tend to love it, But if you start passing on bad info, like Harry Kane's going to leave back in the day, that'd get you kicked out. Oh, look who else is here, though. It's Audio Artisan. Say afternoon, chaps. Afternoon to you, you beautiful bastard. I can say it. It's my show. Say whatever I want. We're not monetized yet. And James said he's got work soon, so he can't, unfortunately, join. All right, James, that's fair. That is a good excuse. Let us know what you do for work. We're just curious and nosy people. Well, maybe not Adrian. I'm a curious and nosy person. So what do you do for work, bud? If you don't mind telling us, let us know in the chat, of course. And everybody, Eltel Cockerell, there's the link right there. He is my usual co-host. He does so much work for this channel. He's a great dude. He's also got a personal channel that he's working on. There is the link, and we're trying to get the numbers up there. So everybody, whether you're seeing this on repeat, you are, just make sure that you're subscribed to Eltel. He also returned to work in person today, and I think he was feeling a little shy about it, a little nervous. So let's all wish Eltel a good day today, returning to work. It should be almost finished, right? 3:30, right, Adrian? So 3:40 now. So hopefully the work day is almost done. And then real quick before we get into cool stuff, I just got a little more business. Thanks again, everyone, for making last night's member call-in show a success. I made some lovely new friends. For example, big up Alan from California. I don't know if you've ever met him, Adrian. I just met him for the first time yesterday.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Super cool guy. You got to meet him if you haven't. Very, very nice man. USA as well. So, he and I have that in common. Jess says Smash the likes. Yes, if you're not busy, are you streaming on your channel at this exact moment? Let me check. I'm rude for not knowing. But if you're not, you should definitely get on. We would love it. See, look, I'm just on a stream. The minute might join you later if you're still on. See, I knew it. I could feel that. I knew that was coming. But everybody is saying hey to everybody, loving it, loving it, loving it. It was a late one last night. I don't know if he means for us or for Jess, but both. For us, yeah, for everybody. That was a good one, James. That was a fun one. Got a little wild. I got a little wild there. So, Adrian, Spurs news. You say that you kind of cruise the internet for it. You go around lurking in the dark corners of the web, looking for whatever you can find on Spurs. I found this, and I'm sure you did too. It's from Ebola. Sounds like Ebola. Sounds like a virus or a disease I'm going to get if I don't get the right shots. Travel. But Ebola says that Tottenham is interested in Marcus Edwards' return, but Crystal Palace has also shown interest. Sporting considers the player negotiable and expects more clubs to show interest. I don't know if I buy it, Adrian. For one, no. He's 25, and he's not the best player in the league, even close.
Not for me. I mean, we've got Maddison. At a 10, and Decky can be a substitute 10. You've got Lucas Bergvall coming in next season. He can play multiple roles, but he can play the 10 as well. And wings. Well, I think if we're looking for a winger, we're now rumoured to be back on Noosa at Club Brugge. And also, Skov Olsen, his clubmate as well, both of them. I quite like the look of Olsen as it happens because he's a very good finisher. And the reason I like that is simply because in our team, you will get lots of chances. And if you can finish, you will score goals. Right? So,
okay, interesting. I hadn't heard about either of those guys. Where did you say Club Brugge? I was typing.
Yeah. He was in for Noosa before, wasn't he? But he went to Brentford. Then they found he had a back problem or something like that. So
yeah,
Spurs are back in for him. I don't know. Obviously, you're not going to buy someone when they're injured. You need to. If he was your player, you'd have him thoroughly examined. So perhaps
exactly
thoroughly examined, and it's not a long term or going to be a
or something.
In the future. I don't know.
Have anomalies with their body where they can handle it.
That's if we're in for him. But we've also been linked other wingers. We've been linked with like
Kvaratskhelia, or however you pronounce his name.
We've been linked with Chiesa. We've been linked with.
Who's that guy that Jose's obsessed with? Kvaratskhelia or something like that.
Kvart. Yeah, he's at Napoli, isn't he?
Yeah. Jose goes on and
Neto's
on.
too injury prone. You got Concalves at Sporting, I think, and like.
He's been a good player for sure. Yeah,
Rafinha, of course. I mean, I wouldn't mind Rafinha, to be honest.
Something a little different than what we've got for sure.
Yeah, we've been linked.
Those guys all have something in common, and it's speed.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get one or more of them, I'm sure. I mean, we'll see what happens. The interesting scenario with the Europe thing is we're going to get European football one way or another. My understanding of the rules are, I mean, you have a quota of 17 foreign players. That's allowed. You have to have 8 homegrown. We have to have 8 homegrown in the Premier League, but you can buy homegrown players off other clubs to make up your 8. But the European rules, as my understanding, is different. 4 of those 8 homegrown players have to be academy trained. So we actually have 2 goalkeepers who probably never going to make it in Whiteman and Austin. Then you've got Tanganga who'll probably leave. And like the academy trained players, then you've got Skip, Sessegnon. There's 6. Who's the other one? Oh, Parrott, because he's 22 now. Skip, Sessegnon, Parrott. The 2 goalkeepers.
Skip's got to go this summer, and he will.
Tanganga, right? Yeah. Yes, but the thing is, out of those 6, Tanganga's going to go. That leaves you 5. Which means only one of those 5, you can only get rid of one of those 5 because you need the academy training. I think they have to be academy trained.
Look at Adi Artisan points out.
I don't know offhand if I've heard here because like I'm not sure how many of them under 21s have done their 3-year stint yet. But the good thing about it is, from the Spurs' point of view, is if we're going to get rid of them 2 goalkeepers, and if Tanganga's going to go and Skip's going to go and Sessegnon's going to go and all that, well, there will be a pathway for academy players in the future, because every season we're in Europe, we've got to have 4 of them that have been academy trained. So there will be a pathway, even if they're just on the bench. So in a way, that's a positive. It's a negative at the moment, because this is why when I've been poo-pooed and I'm like, Parrott, and people ain't watched them, I said, look, it's not a question of that. It's a question of having the homegrown players that qualify under UEFA rules, not the ones under Premier League rules. They just have to be homegrown. We could buy 8 homegrown players basically under Premier League rules, but you can't under UEFA rules. 4 of them have to be academy trained. I mean, Sarr will be homegrown next season. He under the rules, because he did.
Yeah, that's
3 years
awesome.
abroad. He was out in France, wasn't he? And that, so he will count as being academy trained because he's registered with us. But under UEFA rules, I don't think he would qualify. Stand to be corrected. I don't think he would qualify as being homegrown.
Well, I'll have to double check. I'm not. See, it always confuses me. The fact that there's 2 different sets of rules, I think, is a funny thing. But that's football for you. So let's make it as convoluted and hard as possible to understand these rules. I
understand the Premier League rules, because you've got 7 or 8 places in the league possibly where teams can qualify for Europe, and the rest of the league don't qualify. 3 will get relegated, and the rest won't be in Europe. So they've still got to have 8 homegrown, which is a good thing, because it means they're bringing players through. So I'm not against that at all. I'm not against that. I'm not against this rule.
So
I like
no,
it.
me neither.
Like,
Yeah, I think it's a good rule. I just wish that it could be consistent across the board, one way or the other. I'd be happier. But we've got Audio Artisan, big up by the way, saying Edwards wouldn't be too much more than Werner. Plus, he's academy homegrown, so he would work towards that homegrown quota you were speaking of.
50% price cut sell-on fee if we want him back, and we've got a sell-on fee if they sell him. So if we want to buy him back, we get him on the cheap. I'm not sure how well he's playing out there, how well Sporting are doing.
I was thinking about it. If you get a player from that league, you want him to be like the best player. You want them to be shining so hard that of course they can make the step up. And Edwards, while doing well and having been a much better player than he was showing at Spurs, has he shown that he's even what's that rat-faced bastard for Man United? What's his name? The Portuguese guy.
Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes. He's not Bruno Fernandes good, I don't think. And Bruno Fernandes is a player though who was good enough. They are.
I mean,
that's fair.
Marcus Edwards, we loaned him out to Excelsior, the same place that Troy Parrott is, who's now injured.
Yeah, so, that's a good point. We must have a pretty good relationship with them. Maybe
Parrott got injured recently, but he was doing all right, 7 goals and 3 assists. And the thing is, he's 22 now. So you either sell him, or if he's going to be one of the 4 European homegrown, you bring him in the squad for that, because we've got Velez and we've got Richarlison. That's three sort of number 9s as such. And Velez is getting no football time at Sevilla, so we want to give him back.
I heard about that. I've heard that we're considering recalling him from that loan.
Yeah, well, this gets me going. I mean, the club have got to introduce some new protocol. I know what I would do if I was loaning a player out. Apart from if there's a fee and wages involved, fair enough. But I would say, well, okay, every game he plays, 90 minutes, we'll pay his wages.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all.
So then you play him.
Incentivize,
Yeah, or if you play him for half a game, we'll pay half his wages. But that's about as far as the deal will go.
Yeah, you're not chopping and dealing
buying them
here.
Not to play them. They're buying them virtually as last-ditch backups, and that's not what we want. Yeah. If not, why don't we just go and buy a feeder club? Like if we do link up with Gunnar, whatever they're called, where we got Lucas Bergvall from.
Oh, is there talk of that happening too? That's something else I hadn't heard.
There was talk of it. Their director was saying, well, if you can lend Lucas Bergvall to this club or Vuskovic to a Polish club, young Vuskovic, he'll join us at the end of next season.
Oh
Christ.
yeah, man, we've got some players coming
Oh
through.
yeah.
Like,
Then he said, "Well, then why can't you lend them to us?" And I thought, "Well, if we are gonna have a link up, we would do that." I thought we were supposed to have a link up with Ajax as well, but
remember when we had a special relationship? I'll put air quotes on that with Real Madrid. Do you remember that? Where that just consisted of us giving them our best player 2 years in a row.
we've been linked with Matthias Saul again and Samuel in Jr., both at Juventus. I can see Paratici doing some work here. I mean,
Paratici's always working. He's always
it's a good league to get players from, the Italian league. It's a good
he
league.
knows, and he knows it. So why wouldn't you work where you know? But real quick, Adrian, I got to say hey to the people. Ryan G is saying big up to both of us. Ryan, how's it going, my man? Destiny 5, he'd be worried if you didn't have your dressing gown on. Everything is good now, he says. Yeah. Big up Destiny 5. James, Tottenham fan, is bigging up everybody. Jishnu was asking us, and he had a good question. Let me find that. Let me pull this up. Sorry. I almost missed it. He says, Pedro Porro and Romero and Real Madrid's radar, isn't it concerning? I'm not that concerned.
No.
I'm with Adrian here. They know they're in for a project here, and we have both of them on long contracts. So,
that's the thing always to take into consideration. One, the length of the player's contract, and two, you then got to deal with Daniel Levy, right? Even though Scott Munn, he signs it off, right?
Yeah.
So I don't care when you go. Oh yeah, what if Real Madrid come in the 100 mil bid for Udogie? We don't need to sell. I mean, let's look at the history a little bit. Eriksen was coming to the end of his contract. He didn't want to sign a new one, so he went. Kane went as well. So they went, so we knew they were going. The last player we sold that we really wanted to keep, you've got to go back to 2017 when we sold Kyle Walker. Prior to that, you go back to 2012 and 2013 when we sold Modric and Bale. So if you're looking at that period of time now, we're now in like 24. You're looking, it's like 11, 12 years, 17, like it's 7 years since we sold a player who wanted to move, right? 7 or 8 years. We don't have to sell any player. And if we've got them under contract, clubs are going to think twice before they come to us anyway. And because they know they're going to have to deal with us, and we're not the easiest club to deal with when it comes to selling players. So I'm not worried. I've heard these rumours. There's been rumours about others as well, I mean, Romero, it was only when he scored his last goal. He's got 4 this season. When he scored his last goal, he was actually pulling his shirt up and kissing the badge. So I think now that Conte's gone, I think unlike most of the players, look, you have to understand they love handball. They love it under the training ground.
Who wouldn't? It's such a fun way to play football.
And the whole squad is bonded together, right? And they're happy. You don't want to go on a training ground fearful and all that. They're supposed to give you best if you're frightened of the manager like Conte or someone like that, who's just an egocentric anyway. I wasn't a fan of Conte because they weren't the right fit for us. But
fuck Conte. Sorry, I'm not a big Conte fan either. The football he played was just so boring to watch, and it stifled a lot of the growth of a lot of our players. Sorry. Anyway, hey, real quick, I wanted to tell Ryan G. There is a link right now in the community section for this show. If you missed the member show, which you did, you said it was pissing down. But yeah, come in here if you'd like to hang. If you've got time, it would be great to have you. Link is in the community section, everybody. Leeds Angels marching on together says, great chat last night, guys. Appreciate you. And then we've got another Colin in the house, and you can't have enough Collins. Trust me, I've tested this theory out. It just keeps getting better and better. It says, hey, Colin and Adrian. Hey, yourself, big man. Everybody is just hanging, and I'm loving it. Thank you all for showing up here. Shem Tan's in the building. Big up. He says, hey, Colin, hope you're doing okay. Yeah, man, doing good. Hope you're doing well. Also, it is good to see you. Always good to see you. Who else we got in the building? And then Stu from the Disabled team is here. Stu, big up. He says, hi, everyone. Hi, Stu. I hope you're well. So Oh, saying I need to do a Romero T-shirt. I absolutely will. Yes, I'm thinking I like a Romero meets pro like WWF old school pro wrestling. Post his head on somebody. I've got some ideas for that. So yeah, I'll crank that one out today, and I will post the link for everybody. But yeah, so let's talk some more. Again, big up everybody in the chat, everybody that is here. Please smash the like if you haven't. It does help things out. It's a nice free way to help. And then if you want to get some hilarious t-shirts, there's I know a place to do that. Links in the chat already. And yeah, thanks for being here, everyone. Adrian, what was the last thing that we were talking about before I cut us off being rude?
We're talking about transfer dealings with Levy and other clubs.
That's so true. Yeah, and how we could potentially have this feeder club. I mean, that would be neat if that happened. I don't know. Are you in favor of that? Do you think that that's a bad thing?
Depends on the club. Depends on the club and whether it suits Simon Davies, who runs our academy. You know, it's got to suit him as well as the other admins at the club.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if it suits him, and obviously you'd have to have discussions with the other club. If it's just on a base of like loaning players, I would have thought there'd be plenty of clubs in Scandinavia. Johan Lange knows who would like to Langer, who would like to loan some of our players. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got some players. I mean, that's the thing. We've got to make sure they're going to a place where A, they'll play, and B, that they'll have some level of competition. I guess that the level of competition meets their skill level, and that's kind of a hard balance to strike there. So you got to be careful. I got to tiptoe around that. But anyway, yeah, Marcus Edwards is supposedly on our radar, and I think the money thing, like you mentioned, that 50% off basically has a lot to do with it. So we could get him for a good price. It would be interesting. I'm not really sure where this one's headed. It'll be one to watch for sure.
Well, Juventus are touting Bremer now. I wanted him a couple of seasons ago. He was the best.
You've been saying it. That's something.
And like they're touting him now. So this shows you they need money. This is why we're being linked with Matthias Saul and Samuel in Junior as well.
Oh,
they need the money. Okay. If they need the money, get Cambiasso. Go and get Cambiasso. 24, can play left back, right midfield, left midfield. 24 years old. He's a talent. Go and say, well, how much do you want for him? You know, because he would solve. It's going to take us 2 or 3 transfer windows to get the squad that Ange wants. But so when we go in this summer's transfer window, Ange's got to decide where he wants to prioritise. We'll probably get 3 or 4 players in, and if we're going to be short anywhere, is he going to say, okay, we'll forget the fullbacks because we've got Davies on the left and we've got Emerson on the right? I don't think Emerson's good enough.
Right? Oh, hell no. I don't think anybody does. Adrian, come on. Does anybody think
you keep
anybody
Davies
in the chat? Yeah, Davies can play another year.
He's just got his full coaching
badges. Yeah, continue
to get
hoover up those badges.
As well. So
I want him to work for the club. He sounds like the perfect Levy replacement. He's got his economics. He got his economics degree. He's going to be coaching. He could do it all. He could just be Daniel Levy and the manager all at once. Maybe he'll buy the club. He's a rich man.
Davies would stay.
Does anyone in the chat think that Emerson should stay, or is everyone in agreement that we need to get him out of here, or do you think we can get by with him as a backup? I don't think so, but I'm just curious as to if anyone thinks we should keep him.
If we were really lucky, we'd be able to farm Ndombele off to Saudi Arabia.
That'd be another year cool. Yeah, that would be sick.
He'd probably do all right in that league as well. So
do all right. He would look like
He's run out of options.
He would look like a stud in Saudi Arabia, though. At from what I've seen, from the speed that game is played, he would look great. Destiny 5 says that Real Madrid flat out refused to do business with Daniel Levy. Their president has said it. Gotta love that. And then Spanners, please don't laugh at me. That's Leeds people, right?
And it's a question of then, like, with the fan base again, because the fan base always divided over every player in the squad. Richarlison, would you sell him to Saudi Arabia? At the moment now, I think half the fan base would. But with 10 games to go and he's got 10, if he plays all 10 games if he gets a goal every other game for every other game he plays, if he plays 6 games and gets 3 goals, he will then have 13.
Yeah, I'd
You know,
say
so
keep
would
him.
you keep him and still look for another striker?
Absolutely. You need to,
I mean,
like
if
we
he
always say,
goes,
you
you've
need
got to
two in
bring one
every
in because we've
position.
only got Velez to bring back in
And
as a 9.
Velez hasn't
really.
shown me
Unless
anything
you
that
give-
shows he's good enough. Or that
unless you
has
bring
Velez shown he's better than
Lancashire or someone like that. So,
yeah.
I mean, if it was me, my priorities would be centre back, striker. We've got four good midfielders, and you still got Skip there, and if you could look, and you're going to have Bergvall next season as well. But I know Angelo likes his 2 number 8s. He has played with a 6, 8, and 10. He has played with a 6 and 2 10s and 8 and 2 10s before. He has mixed it, but I think he wants 2 dynamic number 8s with Madison. So it's
that's how it
if
seems.
he had 2 Bentacors with a Madison, I think that would suit him. This is why I think he's more interesting than Gallagher.
That would be mint, brother.
And
Yes.
Chelsea are in a heap of trouble. They're in a heap of trouble.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just practicing my British accent, but you're 100% right. Jesse wants to know if you've gotten over Saturday yet, if you've recovered.
Yeah, fine. A few glasses of the Cabernet Sauvignon.
And he doesn't even remember. Yeah, that's exactly. That sounds great though.
No, all right, I remember.
A cab is that's a good wine there, buddy.
I don't like Merlot, Shiraz, and things like that. I don't like that. So
you're a classy man. We need to hang out whenever I come to your over the pond in 52 days, everybody. Not that I'm counting. 52 days.
Yeah.
Can you? Hey, do you understand this, Adrian? This you got more spanners than quick fit. So Spanner sounds like it's got to be context clues. It's got to be Leeds fans, Leeds supporters. But I don't know. Yeah, marching on Leeds Angels. I'm missing the joke, but I'll Google it. And Jess says to smash the likes, everybody. Yeah, if you haven't smashed the like, just smash it. It's easy. It just takes a little, and it's done. Audio saying maybe we could send Mason to the feeder club to learn his trade. That's actually a great idea. Holy moly.
Well, Ryan Mason he's rated. He's rated at the club, but you know.
I really like Ryan Mason as a person, and you know, just how much he fought and to finally make himself a part of that Pochettino team was great for him. It was a cool story to watch.
Criticized him, but look what he had to step into. Each time he's had to step into like a pile of crap, basically, isn't it?
Even as a player, when we.
I like the way he talks about the game when you watch him in video clips and all that.
So, yeah, and his post match interviews and stuff are good. Like he also understands that part of things. So Ryan G is agreeing that Emerson needs to go. Truly agree. He's crap. Yes, he is. And Bele is waiting for a McDonald's deal. Yeah.
I mean, we've been rumored to look at like Eb Soley, the young Irish right wing back, fullback, which David Harris spoke about. But when I watched a video of him, he's raw. He's got all the power and pace, not much of an end product, and I'm not sure how technically he seems a bit lacking. But you look, when it comes to final decisions, they have to do the analytics. You have to send the chief scout, Rob McKenzie, or a couple of his scouts to go and watch a player. Then you have to make a final decision, don't you? You know, based on the analytics and watching the player play. And get as much video footage of the player they can. Look at his analytics. Look at
video footage.
All aspects of his game and see if he's good. If he's not good enough, then no thank you. You know, then you wait. That's why I'd want Cambiasso.
No, I get that. What? So, except
wingers, there are lots of good wingers out now. Number 9 is a shortage. We've been linked with that Joshua Zirkzee, Omar Marmouche, Santiago Jimenez.
Oh, well, yeah.
Ivan Toney. And I don't want Ivan Toney if he's got baggage. The last thing you want is problems down the road, right?
Yeah,
Ivan Toney looked at Jonathan David.
I think Ivan Toney would be good, but I do also understand your reservations. I do.
I'd see again Juventus. I'd go and get us Dusan Vlahovic and Cambiasso. Get them to it. Right?
Yeah.
Juventus need money, so we probably will get a player off of Juventus, maybe more than one. Who knows? I think it's a good place to go and cherry pick, to be honest. We've been linked with Calafiori or something. Calafiori, I think, centre back for Atalanta or Fiorentina or something like that, or Bologna or something like that. So we were linked with Ziemensky, the Polish playmaker, but we've got Lucas Bergvall coming in, so I don't think
True,
we
it's
need.
not. That's not a pressing. It's not really a
We
pressing
have
area
been
for.
quite linked with Ederson and Coop Miners, both midfielders at Atalanta. We've been linked with both of them. Ederson would do the job. I'd take Ederson over Conor Gallagher, but we'll see what happens with the Chelsea, because Chelsea, not only have they spent got a debt over the last couple of years of 210 million. I know Jose said, yeah, but they can amortize that over 4 seasons and reduce that down because you're only allowed 105 million over 3 seasons. But more reports have come out of their older CEO being given loans to buy property from offshore and all that, to buy property in London and all that. We're talking sums of like 7.5 million, this, that, and the other, and all that. This is all reported in the Guardian, and Chelsea haven't been charged yet. But mark my words, they are going to get hammered. They are going to get hammered now that this has come out, because even though they haven't been charged, they had already admitted financial discrepancies in their accounts. Todd Bowley admitted that to the Premier League, so that they were always going to be charged, and they're always going to face a penalty. But now it looks like them charges are going to stack up.
Hey, hopefully they get this. I hope throw the book at them. But real quick, Jamie is in the house. Just want to say hey to Jamie, who's saying hey to everybody. Big up, Jamie. Nice to have you here. And then we got Eugene in the house. Bigging up everyone. And then with the classic hashtag Levy out. I would expect nothing less. But yeah, Adrian, Chelsea's in trouble. If Chelsea are in trouble, then Manchester City are getting relegated back to League Two. You know what I mean? Like they look like with the amount of things they have. Do you think that's going to happen? Do you think honestly? Do you think either of these teams are going to see punishment?
For the question there, like we're still linked with Lloyd Kelly and Tosin Adarabioyo, but so have a lot of
Adarabioyo is like here, and Lloyd Kelly's like here too.
Yeah, because both of those players are on freeze at the end of the season, virtually. You know?
Yeah. Who would you rather have out of the two?
Because he's played so well this season, Adarabioyo at Fulham.
Agreed. Thank you. Nice.
So,
it's always nice to agree with.
I mean, we don't know what we were interested in. Jean-Claire Todibo, the centre back at Nice, but Nice are owned by Jim Ratcliffe's group, who've got a big chunk of Man United now. So whether they would deal with that, who knows? If they've got total independence.
Interesting. I hadn't thought of that. We
did have a vague link with Moranto, the centre half, the young centre half to Benfica.
I would so much rather just.
We've been linked with Rafinha, with Albert Gudmundsson. We've been linked with him strongly recently in the recent days. The Icelandic player I forget where he is now, but yeah, he's been banging in goals. I think it's Genoa again, isn't it? I'm not sure. Right, so.
I would much rather, though, out of these guys, I would love to have someone from the Premier League. I think that with defenders, I don't know, it doesn't hurt to have players that are Premier League proven. And I'd be happy with Lloyd Kelly or Adarabioyo, but I prefer Adarabioyo just like you. But look who's in the chat. It's El Tel himself. It's the man on the shirt, guys. It's the man on the shirt. He says that all is good, just waiting for another train. But saving grace is he will be with his granddaughters in an hour. That is adorable, and that is some good stuff right there. Some good, wholesome stuff. So everybody, El Tel is having his day's about to get a lot better. I'll just put it that way. Big up El Tel. Missing you on the show. Can't wait to see you soon, buddy. Can't wait to see you soon. And we got Jordan. Oh, sorry. Jordan's in the house.
It's usual this time of year, 10 games to go. We're always going to be linked with every man and his dog.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The recruitment team, mainly, it's Scott Munn, Chief Scouts Rob McKenzie. It'll be Johan Langer, his name's pronounced, because he's the director of football. and then you've got Ange. So it's those four that make the decision.
It's going to be an interesting dance that they all have to do to come to consensus.
And
on
of course,
things.
you can add Paratici to that as well.
You have to. Paratici's cooking up deals. Any Italian player we get, I feel like, still has Paratici stink all over it, which I'm not upset about. And then I also think that, Bergvale, that's got to be a longer thing. It's kind of easy to see just from parts of the world where certain people must have been involved. It'll be interesting to see if we go in for any Asian players, to see if Ange kind of throws his weight around there and because we know he knows those markets well. That'll be an interesting one as well. I haven't heard much out of that camp or out of that, out of that part of the world, but perhaps we will. Okay. So we could talk about transfer rumors all day, and maybe we should have a show dedicated to it. That's a thought for the future for sure. But it looks like Bayern are coming to Spurs for a preseason friendly. Was that officially announced? I've seen all kinds of stuff about it.
Yeah, in August. They're coming in August.
What do you think about that?
I don't know what the situation is then, but with the start of the Premier League, because you've got the Euros as well, haven't you? And yeah. I haven't looked that far ahead as of yet. I will do, because I like to be informed. But I mean, that'll be the game. It'll be a good game for what tends to happen. Those games, they're cheaply priced, and when I've been to like what you call sort of a semi-testimonial game, then what you find is like the club at least do good family packages on the cheap, and you see a lot of young kids there. You see mum and dad with like
that's
a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I just think that's good, right?
Yeah, especially after everything that's gone down lately with the club.
The club have to be aware of, or the Ange and his coaches have got to be aware of when the season starts, because they're getting the squad together. I'm not even against the end of season away game in Melbourne, right? Because again, it's a question of, and I don't know what the situation is with players' holidays this year because of the Euros. So, I'm not against that. There was a lot. I see some brouhaha about it. Oh yeah, going away to Melbourne, money earner and all. Yeah, fine, it is, and it's a chance for Australian fans to watch the team. But you're not. Ange will play the team whatever he wants. If we've got new players in by then, we need to get them in early. Look, the only thing that bugs me about pre-season tours is like the last one last year was a complete and utter shambles. There was no concern for players' welfare. We go to Australia.
So true. It was all so close to the beginning of the season.
We play a game, then straight away we're not there acclimatized. Then we jump on the plane. We go off to like Asia. We play a game. We jump on the plane. We go to another part of Asia. It'll get rained off. It doesn't get played. We come back here. We have a late game against someone. Our pre-season preparation was absolute crap, right?
Yeah,
and
agreed.
I've always been a believer. This transfer window is almost 3 months in the summer. As a minimum requirement for me, I want the squad back a month before the season starts.
Fair.
So
I think that's fair.
Coaches can work. I don't want them back 2 weeks before. Now, if you throw a friendly in against Celtic and all that, you can play kids or whatever, a week to go or something like that. But the important thing is to have the squad together for at least a month before the season starts. So get your signings in early so Ange can work with them, and get your pre-season done early. Get it done early, right? And then
get a proper preseason. Have the players for once. It seems like something comes up every year. We never get like a proper.
The players' holidays, right? I don't give a shit about their holidays, right? They fit their holidays to suit the agenda of the club and the calendar of the club and the structure, right? So if you are going away, or if someone was in managed duty and they were given a rest, fine. Don't wait for all the players to come back and then go off tour, and you're going off tour 2 weeks late. Let them players meet up. Planes do travel all over the world. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they can have their break and then meet up with the squad. And the preparation is underway for the new season, because we were so poorly prepped. And Sonny come back and didn't have a proper pre-season. And there were a few that didn't. They were away,
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be sharp when you go into the season. So I'm not against that early game away in Melbourne. I'm not against the game against Bayern Munich. Because if someone needs a bit more game time in their legs, Ange will do it. If he thinks, okay, these players are fit, I'm not going to risk them against Bayern, then he won't play them. So like that's not a big.
It's that easy. Yeah, agreed.
And it's a chance for families to go and watch a game at a stadium because like it is pricey. I mean.
Yeah.
My season ticket was what £1,291 or something. It's about £70 a game. So if mum and dad were going to a game, and they do family packages and all that, but it's not a cheap day out, So
for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
So
I think that's a good point. You're seeing it from a good perspective. I wish everybody would see it from your rational perspective because, some people are losing their minds over it, which, you're always going to see. Nobody's happy about every decision.
Jishnu Raju's asking Adrian, is there a number 6 you'd like to see at Spurs next season?
It's a good question.
Edison from Atlanta would add. He would add dynamism back there. He's box to box, energetic and all that. I'd prefer him over Gallagher. I still think that.
Sorry, there's been a lot of comments. I was making this burger shirt in the background. Sorry about that. It's Ndamale Sane for McDonald's with burgers in the background.
Yeah,
for everybody.
Yeah, I think. I still think that. I don't know what he's doing how old he is, but I know he didn't have a great time at Leeds. But I'd have to ask Jess on this. But I mean, like. In our team with better players, I'd have thought maybe Weston McKennie could do a job like that, box to box. But
remember when we were linked with him pretty seriously for a while there.
Other than that, it's unlikely for this to happen if you're listening. But you could see. Look, it's perceptions on numbers. When people say to me number 10, I go, "Well, what's your perception of a number 10? Yeah. Is your number 10 a player who plays off the main striker? Is your number 10 a Maddison? Is your number 10 an Ericsson? Is your number 10 a Bobby Firmino that played for Liverpool, sat withdrawn, which Maddison could do, and you could play 2 wingers in wide of him, like Sonny and another winger. You could do that. It'd mean dropping Richarlison, of course, but you could do that. I mean, is your number 6? Is he just a deep line central midfielder that sits in front of the 2 main centre backs and forms a triangle? If he's like that, then we got the perfect player who could do that. Romero could do that job because you could play VDV and Dragusin behind him, but it's unlikely to happen. You could do it temporary at times in some games. I'm not saying you do it all the time. I mean, Moreira's is quality. He moves forward. He's got 4 goals this season. He intercepts well. He played in the back 3 in Italy.
What happened to Dennis Zakaria? Sorry to just cut in like that. Wasn't that a player that like everybody and their dog wanted?
I don't know.
I'm Googling him right now.
Yeah.
Dennis Zakaria. He plays for Monaco. Okay, well,
yeah.
We'll see how he's been doing. Anyway, that was a player that was very wonderful. Oh, it looks like he played at Chelsea.
Man United's not doing that well. He had a mistake for a goal, didn't he, against Liverpool? I think it was.
Yeah, Amrabat's a decent player. He's a weird looking. I mean, like the way that he moved. I don't know. He doesn't to me seem like a pro with the way that like. I don't know. He's not excellent at any one thing. He's just very good at a lot of things. Type of player. You know what I'm talking about, Adrian? Where he doesn't excel in one area, but he is solid in every area. It's almost like a better Højbjerg.
I've been saying it for a couple of seasons, but we didn't have Dragusin in at the time. We didn't have VDV in at the time. We were playing Emerson and Davies at centre backs. I said, well, Romero, who's now gone, I think, 10 games without a yellow card. Right?
Hey, I called that in one of my shows the other day. I said we're done seeing cards. Yeah.
I honestly believe you get number 6s like Rodrigo, Man City is probably the best in the world at it, right? And you get those sort of number 6s that come through academies. They're sort of like, although Romero plays sort of shotgun quarterback for us, the number 6 is a number 6 sort of in that sort of mold who also progresses play up the field like Basuma at his best, right? Is what's expected. But Basuma's he's no tank. I like players. I like units in that position. You know what I mean?
You want a Moussa Dembele in there. You want a Wanyama.
Going to intimidate the opposition. I mean, like Romero could do that job, but
that's true. He
I
could.
I don't see him being shifted. I believe he could do it.
No. But man, having a prime Wanyama back would be nice in this system. I think people would say he's too limited, but I think he would be perfect.
But if you
Perfect at
want a
winning the ball
dynamic
and recycling.
midfielder, if he wants a Conor Gallagher, right? I think you could do no worse than switch Porro to do that job.
Interesting.
Porro could do that job. He's technically very good. It'd be good. Then you could play Dragusin as your inverted fullback. You could do that. I mean, Andrew's got lots of options, and the more players he brings in the squad, the more we're going to play Football Manager and devise. But he's not going to change from his system. His footballing philosophy is 2 inverted fullbacks and 2 wide wingers that hug the touchline. Now, that's involved with a high press. When you're forced back into a low block, it's about getting overloads to get out of the low block. In midfield, it's getting overloads to progress up the field. Up front, on the wings, it's about getting overloads on the wings, as well, and that's basically his system. But it's easy on paper. Right?
There's some people we got to say hey to. Danny Rumsey's in the house. Big up Danny. I'm gonna get some more comments up too. I just wanted to do a quick hey. Also wanted to say hey to I saw him. God, I'm behind on the comments. Lee Statham TV in the house. If I haven't said hey to Lee. Ash P. Holy moly, Ash is
Hi,
here,
Ash.
guys.
Come on, Ash. The link's there. Come on.
Yeah, Ash, absolutely. Join in. And then Spurs Live. I knew I saw you here, brother. Big up. So everybody, big ups to everybody in the chat. It's wonderful. And while we were working or talking, I whipped up this quick Ndombele shirt. It is on the store if you'd like. An Ndombele signing for McDonald's with burgers in the background. Somebody gave me the idea during the show, so I whipped it up while we were talking. But yeah, so Adrian, like I said, we could go on certain. I mean, we could talk about transfers for days right now because we're going to be linked to everybody under the sun. 300 players, Jose reckons, will be linked to this transfer window. So I kind of want to move it to this. We've got Bayern to the Lane for the preseason friendly, and are you excited to see Harry back at the Lane?
I'm undecided whether I'll go or not, to be honest. I might go because if we haven't had no football for a while during the close season,
you get a little cooped up. Everyone
will want to go, so I think they'll get a very good crowd. Don't think this Bayern side's as good. It's nowhere near as good as the side that spanked us 7-2 in the Champions League, right, at the Lane. Mind you, we had Ori and all that running around like Hedges chicken in those games, right? So
true
that. And it looks like Leverkusen have going to clinch the German league, doesn't it? So they're out, and Bayern are out of the cup. So unless they, pull a rabbit out of the hat in the Champions League, Harry's going to end up trophyless again.
It's insane. Can you imagine? It's kind of crazy for them not to at least win a domestic any domestic trophies. Like, woo.
Come on, Danny, come on. We need to exchange details as well.
Yeah,
I'll do it in private chat, Dan. If you come on, I'll give you my phone number and then you can get me on WhatsApp.
Yeah, we need to do that. We got everybody big up in each other in the chat. Real quick, there were some ones I didn't want to. Weston McKinney will be good as long as you have a fast food restaurant close by. Is he going to sign for McDonald's too? Is he going to have to have there? Spurs Live's bigging us up. Big up yourself. What else we got? Ash saying hello, friends. I missed the initial one. Hello, Ash. Hello, my homie. Whoa, we got more Spurs YouTube royalty in the house. United Spurs of America. That's Jacob, everybody. Jacob, my man, my dude, my dog. If you got a sec, hit me up on WhatsApp, man. But he says, I don't actually find it funny or cool to shame Tanji for a clear personal issue, but hey, that's just me. Dang. That makes me feel bad. What do you think? What do you think about that, Adrian? Do you think that
I think Tanguy will end up in Saudi Arabia and we might actually get some money for him.
Because I don't think is it bad for us to make fun of us for eating burgers?
Sorry.
I have a hard. So Jacob's
The
saying
burger
that
issue.
we're
It's
not.
banter, isn't it? Look, it depends how serious people want to be about this stuff. We have worse stuff thrown at us from our rival fans, don't we? You know, so I mean, and look, the thing with all this offence, I'm offended by this, offended by. It's a conscious decision to be offended. You have to choose to be offended and all that. And fans can be nasty against players who don't perform. They can be very bitchy towards them. And I mean, I thought it was bad what happened to centre back we sold to Galatasaray, Davison Sanchez. I was at the ground. I won't boo a player off the pitch. I might scream and say rubbish to the team at the end of a rubbish game, but I won't boo individual players. But Tanguy, he's done nothing for us. I think he's so distant for us that no one really cares. I think they're.
But it is a good point. I'll definitely change the shirt we have up. I feel like kind of a tit. I put it in the chat. I feel like a little bit of a tit about it now. But we're okay with this, right? Everyone's cool with this. I'm keeping that.
I don't think Tanguy has a personal issue, James. I just don't think he's good enough. He's just not good enough. I mean,
I like to eat cheeseburgers.
Not good enough.
Too.
I mean,
eat cheeseburgers too.
A constructive critique is fair enough. Absolute totally abuse or popping at their family and things like that, that's disgusting. You don't do that, right? So
no, but
Danny, come on, Danny, the link's in the chat. Give Danny the link because I need to
I don't have him on any I don't have him on WhatsApp or anything, so I can't send it to him. But he's saying he doesn't see Romero or Porro in midfield like you're suggesting. How about we actually play players in the right position and actually sign quality over quantity?
Put the link in the chat then.
Well, we'll get 1 million people. I don't have very long to go. Okay. Unfortunately, I got to go to work pretty soon. But it was a good shirt. Can you at least say that it was a good design? The design is good, and it's available to buy if you want it. Stu from the disabled team. Was getting a shout out from Ash. Jacob saying, as a Spurs player, he is shit and never contributed. As a human, I sympathize with him because there's clearly a personal issue he has. Who doesn't have an issue with trash food? LOL. Yeah, that's a problem I've got 100%, man. And it sucks. It does have to be something that's kind of a big deal.
That number 6 issue that I haven't watched him, but apparently that João Gomez, who had his first season at Wolves, they got him from Flamenco, and apparently he's had a good season. And we looked at him as well, right off the transfers now.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. We've got Jess saying smash the likes. And as that brings up nearly an hour, there was something I wanted to ask you specifically, Adrian. So I'm not sure I've heard you answer this, or if you have, I haven't heard your rationale. This is one of my favorite, most controversial keep or West Ham that I've ever been able to think of. What do you got on this one, man? Is this one easy? Well, and we have to play the intro for the good people. Show's almost over. We'll give them a little taste, a little treat. Everybody, you know what time it is. It's Keeper West Ham time. And this is a Keeper West Ham that a lot of people will have seen, but I just want Adrian to be in the hot seat on this. You've got arguably our 3 best number 10s for a while, starting all the way back with a number 11, but Rafa van der Vaart. Then you've got Christian Eriksen, who frequently was played out on the wing, tasked to drift inside and control tempo from there. And then you've got our new boy, James Maddison. And you can base this on whatever you want. This to me, it's a hard choice. I don't know if you find it easy. Maybe it's easy for you.
No, it's not a second choice. I'll definitely keep Van der Vaart.
Rafa, yeah, he had it all right.
Yeah. I mean, the other two, it becomes a bit more difficult. I mean, Ericsson had a good record at Spurs before he went. Maddison's just here, so
That's true. No, I get that. But if maybe, I guess I said you could think about it however you like, and now I'm changing the rules. But think about what they offer to the team. To me, they're just slightly different in that regard.
And to be honest, I was a bit anti-Maddison before he come. It's only seeing him play at the stadium that I realised he's a much better player than I actually thought he was. All right, it's not in the best of form. Did do an assist yesterday for the England equaliser against Belgium, which was nice. And well-deserved equaliser as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But because it's Maddison's first season, it's tough. I could go either way. But because of Ericsson's record at Spurs, I know he tailored off a little bit towards the end, so fans then turned on him. I think
he wasn't as aggressive as Maddison, but he offered more in the terms of actual goal scoring.
They have different styles.
Yeah.
Styles, there are different styles. So, on the basis of his time with us, Ericsson, I would have to keep Ericsson and send Maddison to West Ham.
Boom. Ryan is exactly as you are saying. Keep Van der Vaart, bench Ericsson, sell Maddison. I think there's argument to be made, in my opinion, to keep Matters over Ericsson, but I also get that that's me being fickle. But football fans are fickle, everybody. I'm sorry. It's just the way we are. United Spurs America Jacob says, hit the likes and sub, 18 away from 1K. Come on. Yes, we are almost there, guys. We're getting there. It is a grind at the end here to cross that finish line, but we will do it. Jess, thank you. Also, Ash brings up a good point. So she says our medical team should also focus on mental health issues and not just physical pain. And they suck at that too. # sack the medical team. We've got.
Yeah, I think these issues that come up with football on the radio all the time, right? Now, I sympathise with genuine cases, but I get a bit pissed off at it all being thrown at me. At my age, I'm 69 years of age, right? I know so many people in my sort of age group that have got issues. They don't have the resources that sports stars have regarding money and wealth to sort themselves out. So I do find it a bit trying to keep hearing these all on the radio when they're trying to fill up show space with like, it becomes a bit of a bleeding art scenario for me. Now, I don't want to sound callous to genuine cases, and also believe some players strong it. They make excuses or invent things up, like I was injured playing last year. I was this, that's like, and you hear so much of it, you become desensitized to it, and you struggle to believe it in some cases. I'd always apologise if I wrongly judge someone over a health issue or a mental health issue. But also, you're running a multi-million pound industry, Spurs, over $500 million a year, right?
Yeah,
if you're bringing players in, seriously, part of the due diligence should be work on the player's background, his attitude. Has he had mental health issues? Has he got gambling issues? Does he drink? Does he smoke on the quiet? Has he ever taken drugs or smoked pot or stuff like that? Because you're paying these to be pure, right? You're paying them that much money, they should be pure and things they take.
Pure, uncut players.
I mean, I was sad to hear a great player like Kenny Sampson was a massive gambler, ended up sleeping on park benches and things like that. It is sad. It's sad when it happens to, and I'd love to have a fullback like him now, or an Ashley Cole or something like that for England. Yeah. But it's sad when you hear this. But we get this every day thrown down our throats now, and I'm getting sick of it. I know people are diabetic. I know, my mate's got prostate cancer. I know people like this and all that. Well, they're all at the age when, listen.
And I bet some depression.
Don't die in good health. You're killed in an accident, or you get multiple conditions, like, as you grow old. I've got a few myself. But I mean, I'll get on with it.
But still, I do.
Every other year's a bonus.
It is something. So depression, though, is something that you're supposed to keep quiet about, and the fact that Richarlison has come out with his depression issues and urged his teammates to also go and get help with that. That's a big one for me. Having lost 2 friends to suicide, I think it's awesome that he's encouraging others to do that, because he even said in an interview, in the culture where he comes from in Brazil, you just don't. Yeah. You just don't do that. That's not something that you go and take care of. You're a man. You got to go do man stuff. Go to work. Don't talk about it. Just bottle it up. And as you know, through life, you've had a longer life than me. If bottling shit up does not help. So yeah, good on Richarlison for getting that help that he needed and for encouraging others to get it as
Look,
well.
I know that your medical history is a private thing.
Yeah,
This is sport. But if you're doing a transfer deal with a club, you should be saying, look, are there any health issues or these sort of issues that we should know about? Because if a club sells you a player who has suffered from depression or something like that,
but what if they're real good though? That's the problem. I think everybody has suffered probably with depression.
If say Spurs had known that like Richarlison suffers from depression, would we have bought him?
Maybe. I mean, maybe, probably. I don't know. I think probably.
If we was, are we not interested in Ivan Toney because he's got gambling baggage?
Honestly, I think we might still be interested in him, Adrian. I wouldn't be surprised if we still got him. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think we're at an age or in a time where, excuse me, everybody's got some kind of baggage, some kind of an issue, and so we're just willing sort of to take that on because you just have to. I think you were talking about how I don't know if people are more messed up these days or what it is, but I think everyone's got an issue or two, and you just kind of accept it or don't. And I'd rather Ivan Toney be a gambler than be like I know you. It's just like on the tier of bad shit. That's not too high.
These multi-millionaire sports stars have the resources to employ the best people to help them with any issues they've got. They also got spare time to sort out these issues as well. All right, spare time might be a cause of gambling, not knowing what to do with yourself. But then clubs should run events, golfing events, stuff like that. Like if you're not busy with your time. Any of you interested? We've got this going on Tuesday, this on Wednesday when you're not training. We've got
that would be great. And give them more of a purpose and things to do because that's a problem that players have.
Bonding as well.
The public can come sometimes. That would be cool. Get involved with the local.
Get the players involved in the local area, going around the hospitals, and the foundation do fantastic work. You can't not Levy for that. They do. Tottenham do great work. I mean. I think they employ about 3,000 people themselves. I mean, and they do great work.
Sweet. That's good. That makes me happy. That makes me happy to support the club again.
Yeah. So it's a hard call, but I don't want to turn the radio on it because these radio programs they have to fill 3-hour shows. So like after the first 25 minutes, you might as well forget it. That's why I have two presenters to try and break up the boredom of listening to one voice all the time.
There you go. That's why you and me are here.
We're probably bored the punters to death anyway.
No, they love us.
So, but I don't want to. It's every day.
I get it. But look at Ash's comment here. Gaza would have been a way more amazing player if he had gotten help on time, and that's a good point from Ash. So you know what I mean. So I see the merit in it.
He had that Jimmy Five Bellies who was always with him,
Not a good friend. Not a good guy.
£500 a week to do nothing, basically, or be his bodyguard.
Yeah.
And then Five Bellies was done in court or something. He went to prison, and someone printed a T-shirt like you. It said, "Free the Newcastle Five," which was quite witty,
Yeah.
One of the best ones. Mind you, two of the best T-shirts I ever see actually was when Barnsley were in the Premier League that time. They had a T-shirt. Barnsley at the top, like watching Brazil underneath it, which I thought was quite good. But the best unpolitical correct T-shirt I've seen is one with a picture. It had a picture of Adolf Hitler on the front.
Oh man!
At the top, it had Adolf Hitler, right? Underneath the T-shirt, it said "Reincarnated. This time, no more Mr. Nice Guy."
Oh my god!
I just burst out laughing when I see it because I just thought it was so funny. But I'm sure people will think of lots more funny ones.
Hey, speaking of funny shirts, they are for sale. You can get them online. Let me get the link again. But Adrian, it's about time to end the show. Can I have you tell the kind people out there about this tiny little group with hardly any followers you have on Facebook?
Oh, what? My Facebook group?
Yeah,
Facebook group. My Facebook group. It's just you'll find it Spurs Diehards TTID. on Facebook, we've got a nice little group, 13,300 or something, I think at the moment, nearly 13,400. I'm also on X Twitter at Adrian_Stroker, all lowercase. If
This
anyone's
link is ugly, but it'll take you right to Adrian's Facebook page. It's not the beautiful link, but it'll work. It takes you there. But yeah, sorry. And then you're on Twitter that at Adrian_Stroker. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Nice.
And
nice.
I obviously get invited on podcasts like this and a few others.
We love you.
Yeah,
Adrian's a part of the furniture here. Pochettino always said you got a great house, you got to fill it with great furniture. We got Talking Ball, we got the great channel, we got to fill it with great furniture. Adrian, that's where Adrian comes in. We love having you, buddy. It's always good to have you for all the multitude of reasons. Everyone says, "Oh, Adrian, he knows the history. He's the history guy." No, Adrian's also just the cool guy. You're a cool dude. I appreciate your takes on things. Nice to hear what you have to say. We don't always agree, and that's beautiful. Jess says to smash the likes, and I couldn't agree more. Everybody go ahead and smash them up. Thanks to everyone who's been here, though. Guys, without you in the chat, this show would not be a thing. Hopefully I said hi to everybody. You'll know, anybody will tell you, I'm working on getting better at getting the comments out. It's a lot easier when you got Jose here going through the comments. So big up to Jose. Big up to everybody, though. Big up to Jose for heading back to work today, for hanging out with the grandkids, being a good granddad, all that. Who else should we big up? Big up Ash, who's in the chat. Big up United Spurs of America. Go show them some love. And remember, guys, we're almost to 1,000. So if you have I keep saying this, if you have another account that you made on YouTube for just like whatever, anything, and you have it, get on that one real quick and sub to the channel. We're almost there. And I truly appreciate all of it, guys. I remember when we were at 200 subs. So things are crazy. But it's all because of y'all. James Love Spurs was here for a while. Big up to James Love Spurs. Go to his YouTube and follow him there. I'm getting it up real quick. /James Love Spurs. Okay, so go here, guys, and please subscribe to my homie James. He's new on the YouTube scene. He's a real good dude. So go check out James Love Spurs. Adrian, any final words for the people before we play him out with the James Madison song?
Yeah, I mean, keep positive. I mean, the club has actually progressed over the last couple of transfer windows. The squad's improving. Because we started well, expectations got raised again. That's fine. Keep your hopes up, because I'm confident we will get 4 players in the summer, and we will kick on. So we'll probably have we won't fix all the holes in the squad. And said, like, look, 3 more transfer windows. Well, to me, that's a minimum of 9 players. So that tells you what he really thinks of the squad when he comes out of that. Not that he doesn't think anything of the players. He just thinks this squad's
we can improve in these 9 spots.
And I'm sure he'll get the players in, and we'll be stronger for it next season. We'll be stronger. So come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Everybody, if you want a funny Spurs shirt, there is the link. More coming up every day. And I want to say again, thanks to everyone. Come on, you Spurs, and have a great rest of your week. Happy Hump Day, everyone. And I'll play you out with everybody's favorite James Madison tune. My team has got James Madison. James Madison is what we need. Whoa, thank God we got James Madison. This kid plays ball like you would never believe. Whoa.